I think I might come back to work. So I knew that's when I was on to something.
What is going on? Welcome back to another video. My name is Chia and I am a real estate agent here in Sacramento and Elk Grove area. If this is your first time here, consider subscribing because I have something special for you guys. I had the opportunity to sit next to Sheldon Steele. He has been a broker for more than a decade now. He started at a very young age, just following his dad around in their family brokerage. Today we're gonna share a little bit about if you are a new agent or if you're planning on ever becoming an agent or a broker. I believe Sheldon has some value that he can share with you, some tips to be able to just put you in the right track. Definitely take out your notebooks and take some notes because there's gonna be something valuable for you in this segment. I guarantee it. So without further ado, I'm going to get right on to this video. Enjoy, you guys. So my question to you now, Sheldon, is like you're looking into becoming a mentor one day, or like somebody to where you could influence another individual to like become a doer, right? Basically,
Yeah.
Become a doer and just get it done. If you were to had a group of people right now listening to you right now, like how would you start your speech? How would you throw your pitch? Because that's how it starts, right? You go to these speaking engagements and then like, how would you even start?
You know,
have you thought about that at all?
No. I'm not a big pitch person per se, and really it's about right. So kind of grabbing an individual and kind of finding out right what drives them. It's asking quality questions and then seeing what solutions you can help them with or what's going to drive them. So and I even reflect that back now to like even just the real estate side of my business, right? So when I first started, anytime I'd go to a listing appointment, it was about bringing CMAs and listing presentations and this, right? How fancy can you get? Now the only piece of paper, if I walk in with any paper at all to a listing appointment, is the listing agreement. That's just because now I'm going in, right? And it's not necessarily trying to sell them on myself. It's more so coming in from, what can I do to help you? I mean, obviously they've got a need. So what can we do to bridge that to get you where you want to be? So yeah, going into a big group setting or something like that's probably not my gig, and I recognize that. But unless there's something specific or a specific need or that they want us to speak about or me to speak about, but I kind of prefer hitting somebody more on an individual basis, and trying to figure out where they're at and what we can do to bring more out of it.
This is my question for you that kind of it was really hard for me to understand, was when we first met and you came to the office and you guys introduced EXP. Man, your brokerage has been around for 50 years and you let all that go.
Let it go.
You let it go for this new company that's not even over a decade old.
Yes.
Why?
It's crazy.
It is super crazy. I'm thinking, man, if I was your dad.
You know what? He was my first call, right? No, but the biggest part it was opportunity, right? So opportunity is like this super undervalued word because it is probably the most beautiful word in our language, because when you don't have it, you miss it. But yeah, so our company's been established, right? It's been there forever. I had kind of a couple options. It was just keep doing what I was doing, which is, carving out a very nice living and just kind of doing my own thing. Or it was trying to figure out solutions to scale it, which, I'd seen and been a part of, when things were really clicking in the office, my dad running things, they were, they had over 70 agents at one time. So that's a lot of back end. It's a lot of management. It's a lot of not doing what you really want to do. So when the EXP thing was presented to me, my eyes lit up right away. It was seeing the value and the fact that really it was putting, right, so agents really drive this business, and there's always been kind of this disconnect between agent and broker, to a sense that some agents, they question really what their broker is doing for them. Why is my broker getting this much of my check and this and that? And the ones that get it realize it and the value in that broker. But this company's putting a lot of that power and that drive back in the agent's hands, and I think that that's invaluable. But yeah, so the first thing I did, right, so after looking everything over, I sent it to my dad, and I'm like, poke holes in this, tell me I'm crazy, tell me I'm doing the wrong thing. My dad's been retired, I don't know, 10-12 years now or something, and the first thing he does is pick up the phone and call me and goes, I think I might come back to work. So I knew that's when I was on to something. And you're either growing or you're dying, right? So I could sit there and keep doing the same thing and plugging away. Yeah, it probably would have been great. But this gave me an opportunity to kind of segue back to give back a little. Now not only can I lift myself up, I have the opportunity to help lift others up too. So a lot of it was probably timing in life. It was the right time for me. And I genuinely believe in a product as a sense for agents. So it was not hard for me at all to get behind.
Yeah, man, I think it's totally aligned with what you wanted to do for the future.
Absolutely.
How you want to just start mentoring people on a one-on-one basis.
And everybody says like organization and stuff like that, and I always try and tell everybody, look, it's our family, right? It's our business family. The way the company puts the power back in the agents, right? I mean, it's an agent-owned company, first of all. The tools and the products are there to like literally change agents' lives, like legitimately. Which, when you can reach out and touch somebody and change the path of them, or them and their entire family, and the trajectory of their life, that's pretty cool
that's crazy
in my book.
No, it's crazy.
And the tools are there, right? So it's ultimately on them whether they choose to do it, and that's where Don's greatest line is I'm gonna match energy, right? So certain people will always kind of rise up, and we're there going to be to support it, whether it's a minimal effort or people that are given everything they have into it.
That's true, man. Like being an agent for a little bit over 3 years now, it's crazy to sometimes hear the numbers, right, where they say 87% of new agents fell within the first 2 years. I'm like, I'm doing it for 3 years.
You're over the hump.
And it's crazy because I'm like, what did I do different? What did they do different? Because for me, I feel like, every brokerage, doesn't matter who you go to, it's easy to walk in and put in your application. They would just take you, right? It's so easy. But it doesn't even matter much about the brokerage. It matters more about you, because they're going to have
Absolutely.
all probably similar systems, because they've been doing it for a long time, to where they got people that's successful. But the individual, if they're not choosing to apply that, they want to reinvent the wheel, then like that, they become a number now. They become that statistics.
Yeah. I mean, right, there's an endless amount of tools in this business, right? You can get overwhelmed with it. And, from the tool aspect, right, is pick one or two things that you're good with and stick with it. But you showed up.
Yeah.
That's what you did. You showed up. You put effort into it. You picked up the phone, I'm sure, a time or two.
Yeah.
So, that's the biggest part of it, right? So you're going to get into it, or get out of it, I should say, what you put into it.
That's true.
And so, 90% of it is showing up. And I look back to the days when we used to have the big sales meetings and everything in our office. And you get the agents that come in and complain they're never doing anything and nothing's ever their fault and, this and that. And, they weren't there half the time.
Yeah.
And I always kind of had this little drive thing that when it finally clicked in my head, hey, this is what I want to do. I got to get serious about this, right? So I always had this little thing in my head that I always wanted to beat my dad to the office every morning. And it was
was it like a pride thing?
No, it was, or maybe it was, I don't know. But maybe that's just what I needed in my head to click to, all right, look, I may not be the best at this right now, but I'm going to outgrind every single person in this office. I'll be the first guy here and I'll be the last guy to leave.
Wow.
And, I think that once you make that decision right in your head, and then this business, right, the gold is in the follow-up. So once you make that decision in your head and it's, hey, I'm going to show up, and if I'm there, I'm not just going to sit on my butt or sit by the water cooler and talk to people, right? I'm here to work.
Yeah.
So I mean, that's 99% of it in this business.
True.
It's just being there, being present.
That's true. When I first joined, I remember Billy would tell me, Chia, if you don't have anything to do, just be at the office. There's magic. There's magic that happens in the office for some reason. And so I treated it like a 9 to 5. I'll be there 8 a.m. and I didn't leave till 5, but I'll just be sitting there. Clients will come in. I'll hear conversations between agents and their clients, and it's like from there, like I actually started off showing a lot of clients' homes for the other agents because they were just too busy. I started doing that, and then that taught me so much about the area, the client, like how to talk to them. And then from that, like it kind of just sparked something to where now I got busy, and then I was waiting for somebody else to do the same thing I was doing so I could send them off to go show my clients.
See, and that's that's totally it. And that's
showing
kind of
up.
Showing up.
That's
and
so
like you say, I
important.
love that term, right? So even if you don't have anything to do, be in the office, right? Because magic happens,
office.
and that's so true. Even like with our office, it's pretty prominent, visually where it's at. So we get a lot of people that would just walk in the door, and it's a matter of being there, right? Because that next person that walks through the door, I mean, it could be nothing, or I mean, that could be a deal that's worth 15 grand. You don't know. So if you're not there,
you miss the
you're not going to make that deal. Yeah,
the opportunity.
And like you say, helping other agents, right? It's one of the best ways to get started. And I'm even the same sense right now. Like, I'm desperate. I need somebody to go do my buyer stuff, because guess what? I'm shutting it down at 5 to 6 o'clock to be with my family. And so, it's being there. It is. And making the mental commitment that, hey, I'm going to do this, and following up. Like,
that's
actually
true.
Doing what you say you're going to do.
Yeah. And like, part of following, showing up too is like, how do you feel about part-timers? Because like when I first came into this industry, for me, I was thinking, wait, I'm doing all sales now. I'm quitting my 9 to 5 to do this full-time. If I don't do it full-time, then I'm shooting myself in the foot, because what if a client wants to go look at a house at 5 p.m. but I clocked out at 3?
It's so hard. And that's the hard part, right? Is how do people transition from, hey, I need this steady income, to going to something that's completely commission based. And that's a very difficult transition to make.
For sure.
It's hard, and maybe I think just like you started is a great way to do it. So like you look at somebody like me or like you now, right? So we have excess leads or buyers that we don't have the time for.
Sometimes we don't, yeah.
So, that's where I think a lot of times those agents can come into play is,
they have to take that as an opportunity.
Yeah.
Like there is so many leads out there. And and I heard this term from a buddy of mine. He said, there's enough pie for everyone to go around. You're not going to be able to swallow up everything, Chia. Yeah. And so like when he said that to me, it just shifted my thinking. It's like, that's so true. Like, I'm not here to please everybody. I'm here to help the people that want my help. And sometimes it's a limited amount of people, because it's not fair for me to treat you at 100 and treat this client at 10.
Yeah.
It's not fair, So I think that's why a team is so important. And that's what I kind of loved about the EXP layout, because it's a whole family, right?
So
it's one whole family, right?
It's hyper conducive to collaboration. This business, I think, and especially coming into it, and you're very blessed in the fact that you figured this out already, but most people, it's pretty divisive, right? So agents just naturally will kind of pit against each other. And that's because a lot of them don't realize, like you have, that there's plenty of business to go around.
There's so much business to go out there. And like, I think, every time whenever I meet an agent at an open house, or if I'm doing an open house, I always get the feeling in their face that they think I'm stealing away their clients.
Yeah.
Or all the leads I walk in. I'm like, damn, if you already feel that way, like, your clients could see that.
Yeah.
They're just a number to you now. You know, and so like I thought that was really interesting how, like, when I first came into this industry, there was so many agents out there that had that mentality. And it's such a small mentality.
Yeah, I agree with you. I would say the vast majority of them feel that way. And it's unfortunate. And, you know, I'm sure I felt that way for a while too. But, you know, you learn that, yeah, I mean, there's more than enough out there, right? But, yeah, I mean, that's kind of the beauty of this whole platform too, though, right? So it is very conducive to the collaboration, and people are embracing it because it promotes agents lifting each other up. So, you know, just with our little team, our kind of family we built, right? So we have some very high level and productive people, and, you know, they're sharing information that they've spent years building or collecting, and you know, quite frankly, lots of money on getting these systems in place, and then just openly sharing them with, you know, people that are brand new, or people that are looking to take their business to the next level. I personally have never seen that before. I mean, that's usually stuff that stays in-house. So the fact that it's becoming open and abundant, you know, maybe that's what we need to kind of change the
whole atmosphere,
mindset of this, you know, industry as a whole.
That's good. Like, it's funny because I never imagined being an agent ever my whole life. Never did. But then, like, as soon as I saw the potential and I saw the team, because the HP team, man, they're family. You know, like, and I'm pretty sure you know what I mean by that too, because, like, we just have that cultivation of culture where, like, everybody's lifting each other up already. It's like the way we were being mentored by Heidi and them, like, it was always, you guys are here to help each other out. You guys are not competing against each other. If you, like, come in contact with a client that was already working with a teammate, you edify that teammate now. Yep. You know what I mean? And that's what it should be about. And then I love that, because every brokerage that I was going to, or every agent that I was meeting that was not part of our team, they had a different mindset. All of them they were always focusing on me. You know what I mean? And, like, I mean, that's not bad too, but then, like, you have to get to a point to where that's a season, and then now, are you gonna change the way you do business so that you could grow as an individual? You know, because, like, with the knowledge and the skills that I've learned in this industry, I can apply it everywhere.
Yeah.
Everywhere.
Yeah.
When you look at it that way, the experience means so much more than the paycheck.
Yep. No, and yeah, it's the experience with people. It's the relationships. It's and this business, right, is just going to become more and more relationship based as you know, technology tries to poke its head into it. But yeah, you know, this business oftentimes to me can come down to as simple as just do what's right. You know, whether it's for another agent, whether it's for a client, whether it's for your broker, whether it's for a teammate. I mean, just do what's right. It's not that hard. No. And it will come back to you.
Tenfold.
Yeah, it does. It really, really does. So yeah, I mean, just doing what's right over and over, and you know, not giving in to, you know, the weaknesses, and yeah, it will continue to come back to you.
That's cool, man. That's so good. All right, man. Well, I think I'm gonna end it right there.
Let's do it.
It was a pretty long session. We did two. But you know, like, I do want to close with this though. If you are a brand new agent starting out, you know, I think, like what Sheldon was saying earlier, like, find somebody that has what you want and just find value in them. Give them so much value to where they want to be able to mentor you and, like, work with you. You know what I mean? Because I think too many times I see agents, especially new agents, to where they say one thing but they do another. You know, like they say,
Yeah.
I'm gonna be all there. I'm gonna do everything I can to succeed. But then they say all that. But then when you give them the opportunities, right, or the showings and the clients and the leads to call, they don't do nothing with it.
Exactly.
They don't do nothing with it, and they're like complaining. They're blaming the industry now. That, man, this industry sucks. It doesn't work. These people lie to me, and it's like, no, you didn't make it work. You know. So, like, I think my advice for new agents coming in would be to, like, just don't reinvent the wheel. Don't reinvent the wheel, and then just do what your mentor or coach or the person you're following tells you to do to the T.
Yep.
You know what I mean? That's it.
Just execute. Just get out
Just
there.
execute.
And do it.
Just do it. Just do it and show up.
Yeah.
Do it and show up. So I think I'm going to end with that and close.
Pick up the phone. Emails don't count.
Yeah, for real. Pick up the phone. So, yeah, pick up the phone. Just show up. Do the work. But yeah, I'm going to end with that. I mean, thanks, brother.
Hey, thank you. I appreciate the opportunity. You
Yeah.
know, I've been admiring what you've been doing with all the video stuff. I think that you are doing an incredible job with it, and just the consistency, right, is bar none. So I'm learning from you right now. So I'm very appreciative of that.
Nah, for real, man. Like, again, I'm here to help whoever I can. Hopefully you got a nugget from that, because I know that it was a little bit longer than normal. I love how Sheldon Steele was able to share something so simple, but yet mean so much. And he's telling the truth. When you just show up, if you're a new agent listening or watching right now, when you just show up, it means so much. You learn so much from just showing up. You get to see all of the magic happens. You get to witness all of the opportunities that you would have never caught if you weren't there. Part of being successful in this industry is putting the grind in, because just like what Sheldon said, you receive what you put out of it, you know? So as much as you put out into your business, you're gonna be receiving so much more. Just like when he first started off, he would take on a listing presentation with them everywhere he go for a listing appointment. But now he's so confident to the point where he goes in there and just builds a relationship with the client, and he doesn't even need to bring any paperwork with them. I mean, you get at another level when you just show up and do the work. So hopefully that encourage a lot of you guys that are listening and watching this right now to do something. If you guys have been thinking about getting in the industry for a while now, maybe this is your nug. Maybe this is your push. But I'm gonna end the video here, guys. Thank you guys so much for watching it this far. Remember that if you have not yet subscribed, that's something you might want to consider doing, because I upload content like this every single day and you don't want to miss out. So I will catch you guys tomorrow. Peace out now.